This morning, good afternoon, we have a story coming in through from a close source from Arsenal, confirming to us that Arsenal's interest in Joao Neves is genuine, because most people felt like it's not genuine and it's like linking Arsenal to a player that is really a hot asset. But I tell you what, it's really genuine, as Upamecano wants out of Bayern Munich amidst Vincent Company coming out and obviously telling you guys what it's all about into this frame of game at Bayern Munich. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And let's continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And it's the 16th of June. Continue to subscribe. 400 likes on this video. I know you people love Joao Neves. And for the Christians, thank you for those that have gone here to church. The Muslims, it's Eid. You know, they say Eid Mubarak or Eid al-Fitr, one of the two words. I'm not really a Muslim, so don't fault me for not really knowing the right word to use. But I know it's either Eid Mubarak or Eid al-Fitr. One of that in there for you. But I think it's Eid al-Adha. They're really trying to obviously, it's what? The animal slaughtering Eid, right? I think that is it. And let's wait and see how things really pan out into the mix. Now, let's obviously start it off with a story coming in through from Arsenal concerning the man himself, Joao Neves, the 19-year-old Portuguese international that is set to light up the world at the Euros in Germany. We are getting into from Team News and Ticks. You know, this guy is really close or a fly on the wall at the Arsenal side. He also does that Arsenal are scouting Joao Neves for a very long time remotely, looking at the data, and then since February they've been at every game. The way scouting tends to work, it has to be quite far down the line for them to send people to watch them. They are serious. I can't say anything in terms of we are directly speaking to him. I'm not saying it isn't happening, but if it is, I don't know about it and highly doubt it's happening in terms of the scouting they've done on the highest levels in there for you possible. So he's saying Arsenal are really serious on Joao Neves, and when you look at the side of Arsenal and the players they've been scouting, there is no way you tell me that they aren't serious onto this guy, right? They aren't serious onto this guy, because when a player is wanted by Man City, a player wanted by Man United, Liverpool, the likes of Barcelona and very many others, it shows you how good this player is, because demand shows the quality of something. You know, demand shows the quality of something, especially into this transfer window. And Joao Neves is one of those that is really hugely wanted by top clubs, and it doesn't surprise me that even Arsenal have been really scouting this player and really want him, and any serious club would seriously want to get in Joao Neves, because you are getting in a player who is just 18-19 years of age, and he still has what we call a high learning curve, and at just that age he's just perfect. You get? He's a player who is playing to that midfield of Portugal and is competing with the likes of Paulinho and is expected to displace them at a certain point in the Euros. He's competing with the likes of Vitinha, right? Ruben Neves. You understand that quality. Now, if a player at the age of 18-19 can bench a player who is 28 and regarded to be one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, that is Joao Paulinho, that sends a very clear-cut message, or a crystal clear message to you, that he's that special. He's that special. For example, I can give you an example of a player that plays for Man United, known as Kobbie Mainoo. You know, Kobbie Mainoo is 19, but the moment you look at him at the English national team, when he's forcing a manager to play Jude Bellingham ahead of him, like get Jude Bellingham out of the double pivot and play him in the number 10 role, it shows you that this guy has something special attached to his game, and that is what Joao Neves is all about. He's really young, but he has attributes of players that have gone ahead to play football for very many years, and you just ask yourself, what will he be like in the next 3 or 4 years to come? And I think that's why Arsenal went ahead to put him under the list of midfielders they want. We all know that Arsenal has a list that has Bruno Guimaraes, Onana, Zubimendi, Joao, Neves, and Fofana, and you're waiting hugely to see who Arsenal is really gonna place their bet on, because ever since this summer transfer window started, Arsenal has already gone ahead to make their offer to only one player. That is Benjamin Sesko, who really said, I want to stay at RB Leipzig. I don't want to go any further. You understand? But for Joao Neves, we all know the price, and it is said it's 100 million euros. Others saying 120, others 130. But that is a lot of money for the club of Arsenal, you understand? And it looks like Arsenal are not willing to spend huge in this summer transfer window, and they only want to go to those players that are really right, and Arteta feels they are ready to obviously fit in his system. And secondly, I think the Euros has gone ahead to slow down this summer transfer window activity. Why? Teams might be afraid of signing a player in the Euros and the player gets a bad injury. So I think we are going to see some huge activity into this summer transfer window after the group stages really come to an end, and we go into the knockout stages. When a team gets knocked out, then the team that is really interested in the player will be like, let's go for him because he can now not get injured. I think that is also put under consideration. And when you look at teams that have gone ahead to sign players that are in the Euros, I know I know the panic they're on, and the bafflement they are on, because they are really having high tensions, on their players really getting injured. And it shows you that it's going to be the norm everywhere. It's going to be the norm everywhere, because when you look at the competitors of Arsenal, Man City, they haven't gone ahead obviously getting anything. That is Man City for you. Then the other team is Liverpool. Have you seen them go aggressive in the market? No. Manchester United have gone ahead to obviously make a bid for Gerard Braithwaite, but we all know that Gerard Braithwaite is not into the Euros. He's well left. You see to it that they've gone in for a player who is not in the Euros. You understand? When you go to Real Madrid, they brought in Kylian Mbappe, but it was inevitable because Kylian Mbappe was a free agent, and Real Madrid never wanted to obviously hold him so far, because there would have come a team to obviously hijack him. If at all, the way it took long. Teams haven't gone ahead to go tough into the transfer window. Even Barcelona, Juventus are going in for Mason Greenwood and Jadon Sancho, who are not into the Euros. So they want to sign Douglas Luiz. You understand it very well. And other teams, you've gone ahead to say it that even when Zexi has gone ahead to obviously be added to the list of the list of the teams in the Euros for Netherlands, you see to it that teams have gone ahead to slow down a little bit. So I think that's what is really holding back this. And even the agents, most of the agents and the football practitioners are at the Euros scouting players. And many teams will obviously be like, let's hold it a little bit. There might be a surprising talent that will arise during the Euros that we haven't gone ahead to obviously see and scout very well. And I think that is also the other third factor that is really preventing teams to obviously go hard into the market. We remember the Euros of 2016. I forget that Portuguese guy's name. That boy was so much linked to Arsenal. He played for Lille, he played for PSG, and was loaned to AS Roma. Sanchez Renato, that's the name. He's one of those that really broke through during the Euros of 2016, and teams will be like, let's wait and see. We might get in an absolute stealing deal of a player that we haven't gone ahead to scout, but Arsenal is serious and they've been scouting this player, and since he was young, and since February this year they started to send scouts to obviously watch this guy, and that shows you that the interest in this guy is really genuine. And you never know what Arsenal will do, spending 106 million pounds on spending 106 million pounds on this guy called spending 106 million pounds or 100 million pounds onto Bruno Guimaraes. They would rather spend it on this young lad, you know, because he comes in through at Arsenal and is gonna fit in like a glove, because there's not gonna be pressure onto him. That is it, because he's a baller and he's going to be playing in the midfield where he's having Declan Rice, Jorginho, you understand? And he can play as a number 8, he can play as what we call a number 6. That is Joao Neves for you. So that's what we're getting in from Joao Neves, but he continues to say that there is no something big being pushed right now, and I've given you the reason as to why they're not pushing big, because they don't know how he's going to end his Euros. And by the way, I tell you, Benfica are blowing their pinky finger to see to it that this guy really becomes what they want to be in the Euros. If he comes out and really showcases a very good kind of football, they'll be like, now teams will be coming and running to us to obviously sign this player, right? So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Let's leave Joao Neves there for you, and let's go for a man known as Dayot Upamecano. Yesterday in the last video I did, I brought you a video of him regarding the guy as a magician known as who? Musiala. And Bill is telling us from Germany that Dayot Upamecano is considering a move to the Premier League, despite the fact Vincent Kompany trusts him and is planning with him. After 3 years with Munich, the French is keen on a new challenge. And I know why he's keen on a new challenge, because if you're bringing in, right, is it called Jonathan Tah? You know, you're bringing in that guy, and you already have Kim-Min-jae, you already have Dyer, and you add on Tah, that Germany central defender. That means there is no space for you. However much he's being looked to as a favorite, it will require Vincent Kompany a lot of energy to convince Upamecano to stay. Dayot Upamecano starts into the French side national team, and I think he'll be willing to obviously put in the best of the best of performances as a player to see to it that all goes his way. And we wait to see how that really pans out for the player, because there is something special about him. But I think he's really a player who is erratic. He can give you 70-80 good minutes and obviously produces one error, and he costs your team. So if the new manager is a defender, or was a defender, that is Vincent Kompany, we anticipate that he might sit him down and give him the required coaching and improve him and turn him to be one of the best defenders in the world. And that might be one of the reasons as to why I think this guy has an edge to convince him to stay. He'll be like, Upamecano, you saw me play for Man City, right? I'm gonna really improve you. I'm gonna really give you football game time, and you're gonna be one of the best central defenders in the world. But it depends on the interest from the Premier League, and we don't know exactly which team in the Premier League is really running up to offer this guy. That is the huge question. Which team in the Premier League is dying to sign the guy called Dayot Upamecano? Because I haven't gone ahead to see him linked to Liverpool, neither Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, name it. Will he obviously say, I would love to go to Aston Villa, because Aston Villa are putting Diego Carlos on the sale? I cannot really tell, but I think it's gonna be a decision that will be taken after the Euros, because most players right now are concentrating onto the Euros. But Dayot Upamecano is really good player, but an erratic one. Right now, the opening game today is all about Poland versus Netherlands, and you all know to it that Poland has a former Arsenal player and a player who is currently playing in for Arsenal known as Jakub Kiwior. And I would love guys to watch this game of football, because Kiwior is really going to show you what he's really made of, because he's being played in his favorite position. As you see, the starting 11 already out. There is Wesley Szczesny in goal, formerly at Arsenal. Benrek, right-sided centre-back. Salmon in the center of the three-man central defense. and then Jakub Hivio on the left-sided centre-back, you know, in the three-man central defense. Then Frankowski, right wing-back, Zelewinski, left wing-back, Zielinski, and Roman Suzik in the double pivot, as Shumanski, right forward, Abanski, left forward, and Buksa, is it? Buksa, right, leading the line. And look at this guy. People are asking me, where is Lewandowski? Lewandowski got an injury towards this tournament, and they are fighting hard to see that he returns in the next game. Let's go to Netherlands and see how the manager is going to hit on him and the team of Netherlands. Verbruggen in goal, he plays for Brighton. Dumfries, you know, he plays for the side of Inter Milan, right back. Nathan Ake, left back, he plays for the side of Man City. Then Virgil van Dijk, left-sided centre-back. Then Diverge, you know, he's playing on the right-sided centre-back. And I'm really shocked that Matthias de Ligt, Hall, Van der Ven are not into that starting 11. Then Vermen and Schouten, double pivot. Then Regenders into the central attacking midfield area. Then we are having Xavi Simons, man to watch, obviously playing as a right attacking midfielder. He has a lot to offer in this tournament, because when he offers hugely, then he's really going to be one of those players that will really put in a very good shift. Then Cody Gakpo, left forward, and Memphis Depay is really leading the line. But they're really having some huge substitutes. They're having Matthias de Ligt, Jorginho Wijnaldum, Wout Weghorst, Jeremy Frimpong, Justin Bijlo linked to Arsenal, Van der Ven, Dari Blind, Malen, Ian Madsen, Joshua Zirkzee. You know, you have a chance to watch him in this tournament. Mark Flecken, then Steven Bergwijn, and Ryan Wagenbach. By the way, I had gone ahead to give the Dutch squad a very huge point, all attention to detail, but I think they're really having a beautiful squad, and it's the team I support. It's the team I've been supporting in Europe for some long time. I'm a supporter of Netherlands, and I'm going to be enjoying that game of football. And the match reaction will be up after this game of football is done and dusted. England is playing today, you all know that, and Denmark is also playing today. So I'll be here bringing you the latest news and information as far as all of this is really concerned. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani is my name. I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. Do you think Arsenal is genuinely interested into Joao Neves, for what we've gonna hit to hear from the flies on the wall, from the fly on the walls of Arsenal? What do you make about Dayot Upamecano? Will Vincent Kompany convince him to stay at the side of Bayern Munich, or he'll find himself in a position of really getting a Premier League club? And if at all he's to go to the Premier League, which Premier League team do you think deserves to sign Dayot Upamecano and will be hugely needing his services? May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani remains my name, and for the Muslims, I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Ciao, ciao.